So I'm aware that Donald Trump is now officially running for president 2016. But where was he when I retweeted that photo and I was trying to get my tuition paid? You thought you were going to get this minority vote.
Wait, they didn't tell you? Are you serious? So you didn't know? Black Girls YouTube too.
Hey guys, it's Black Girls YouTube too, and today we are going over admissions and scholarships for Howard University. Before we start, if you are using Common Application, I can't help you. If you're using the regular application on Howard's website, which by the way is howard.edu, keep watching. As you guys know, I'm HU18, which means that I will graduate from Howard University's undergraduate program in 2018. May. I applied as a public relations student, so I applied to the School of Communications. I used the general application on Howard's website. So first what you're going to want to do is go to howard.edu as I explained, and then you want to go to admissions, and then you're going to scroll down until you see the application. I believe right now it's still the 2014-2015 application. Obviously, you are not going to apply for that one because that ship has sailed, but you can still look over the application and see what kinds of things you're going to need to fill out when your application, 2015, 2016, or whenever it is that you are applying. So a couple of things that I want you to look at are the essays. I believe there's one. If your program, your school recommends that you use any kind of supplements. For instance, if I had applied through Journal, it is recommended that I send in anything that I have written, whether it's creative, fiction, nonfiction, essays that I've written, if I've shot any videos, documentaries, anything like that that basically like credits me as the creator. They recommend that you send that in. And also, another thing that you're going to want to look at, see if the school that you are applying for has an honors program if you are interested. I know at other schools it's called Honors College, different things like that. We have honors programs at Howard University. I'm in the School of Communications, so my honors program is called the Annenberg Honors Program of the School of Communications. I have a video all about that, so you can click it right here and go there. COAS has an honors program. SOB, School of Business, has an honors program. I do not think that the School of Mechanical Engineering and Sciences has an honors program because it's already a hard enough program to get into. You guys are going to be doing challenging stuff that requires higher maths anyway, so pretty much being accepted into that college, that school, is honor enough. Let's go back to admissions. Okay, the next thing that I want you to look at and the number of recommendation letters that you will need, because if you're applying early, which I hope you all do, you're going to need to think about what teachers you're going to use for these recommendation letters. I would suggest a teacher who taught a class that you had a good grade in, or covered material that you were very interested in, so you participated quite a bit in the class. I would recommend a teacher that maybe taught several classes that you were in. For instance, one of my recommendation letters came from an English teacher who taught me honors English, but she was also my journalism teacher, and she also was the coordinator over the journalism club at my school, which I was the treasurer over. My other choice, a teacher who taught me in class but was also my track coach. I do not remember, but Howard's application may allow you to use a letter of recommendation from someone who is not from your academic life, I guess you could say. You can use someone from church. You could use someone, let's say you take private lessons for an instrument and you are very close to your instructor. They can write one for you. Your employer, a youth community director, supports a group. You know, anybody who does not teach you in a school setting, but you guys have a pretty decent relationship, or they just know you to be a respectable young person. those are acceptable as well if Howard's application says it. Okay, so after you fill out your information, you write your essay and you have your letters of recommendation sent into the school, or you can mail them physically and then send your application on in. I really, 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 really want you guys to submit either early decision or early admission, but that means you have to submit your application in earlier. I believe I submitted mine in the beginning of November, and I knew that I was accepted into Howard January 15th. I knew that I had a freshman scholarship 2 days after, I believe. And then I found out that I was accepted into the Annenberg Honors Program in the middle of July. If you are on the rolling application, then you'll just find out as the school goes through all the applications. I don't really like that. I would much rather have all my acceptance letters in and then spend a couple of months deciding which school is going to be the best one for me. If you know for a fact what school you want to go to and you know in your heart that it is Howard University, do early decision. If you aren't sure what school you want to be in, but it's kind of on the back burner for you, or you don't have the money to put in the application quite yet, or maybe you aren't even sure if you want to go to college yet, you can submit your application on a rolling basis and it'll be okay. Now let's move on to scholarships. So just because you apply to Howard University, you are automatically considered for a freshman scholarship. And let's go through each scholarship and what each scholarship will give you and what you need to offer in order to receive it. So first we have the Presidential Freshman Scholarship. These are for applicants who are coming into Howard University and have a high school GPA of over 3.75. You must submit either your ACT score or SAT score, or both, but one or the other will be considered. To have a score of 1,500 to 1,600 on your SAT. Now that is your reading score and your math score combined. They do not do your writing score. That's done for me because my writing section was my best section and they didn't even consider it. No hard feelings though. Or your ACT score must be a 34 to 36, and I believe a 36 is a perfect score, so you gotta be pretty smart to get this one. Now, if you were awarded this scholarship, that means they pay for your tuition, your fees, your room, your board. You get a $950 book voucher and a laptop. You have to have a 3.5 GPA to renew it each year. Now, these freshman scholarships are supposed to be 4 years long. They're supposed to supplement you throughout, your undergrad experience. And all you need to continue that money coming in is a 3.5 GPA. If you could do a 3.75 in high school, you could do a 3.5 in college. Then we have the Laureate Scholarship for freshmen, and this is awarded to National Achievement Finalist scholars who designate Howard University as their first choice. I'm not quite sure how you become a National Achievement Finalist scholar, but I'll put that in my description down below for those of you who are interested. And if you win this scholarship, it pays for your tuition, your fees, your room, your board, and you get a $950 book voucher. The difference between this scholarship and the Presidential Scholarship is that you do not get a laptop, and to renew this scholarship, you just need a 3.3 GPA. So then we have the Founder Scholarship. You must have an SAT score of 1,400 to 1,490 or an ACT score of 32 to 33. Your high school GPA must be greater than a 3.5. And if you win the scholarship, you win tuition, fees, room, board, and a $500 book voucher. To renew this, you need a 3.3 GPA. Then there's the Capstone Scholarship. You need an SAT score of, You need an SAT score of 1,300 to 1,390 or an ACT score of 29 to 31. And your high school GPA needs to be greater than a 3.25. If you win this scholarship, you get tuition fees and room. To renew the scholarship each year, again, you need a 3.3. Then we're moving on to the Legacy Scholarship. This is the one that I use, that a lot of people that go to Howard won. You need an SAT score of 1170 to 1290 or an ACT score of 26 to 28. Your high school GPA must be greater than a 3.0, or you must be ranked number 1 or number 2 in your graduating class. And this awards you tuition and fees. To renew it each year, all you need is a 3.0 GPA. To win any of these scholarships, again, all you do is apply to Howard University and you're automatically considered. But you must also fill out FAFSA. I'm not quite sure why any of you wouldn't fill out FAFSA, because
we want money.
A lot of you also asked what my credentials were before I was accepted into Howard, because I thought maybe it would help you understand where you stand. My SAT score was an 1860 and my ACT score was a 28. My high school GPA was a 3.67 and my school did not do rankings, so I don't know what I placed in school. But my recommendation letters that I think were very good, and I know my essay was bomb. From Howard, I got the Legacy Scholarship, which paid for my tuition and fees, and then you guys are probably wondering,
well, that's nice, but how else you pay for school? Because it's like $47K. $23K ain't gonna do nothing.
Oh, that's why you're here. Okay, so a lot of you have probably heard about the Gates Millennium Scholarship. Apply for that. They're like 8 or so essays, and I know that sounds like, but like, do it, because they will pay everything, all 4 years of undergrad, and they will put you through grad school if you choose to go. Why would you not? I didn't even know that that was a thing when I was applying for schools and I was applying for scholarships. I didn't know that that was a thing. So that's free money. If you're a writer, all you gotta do is write, be a good student, and just because you're going to Howard University, like, you're gonna be higher on their list, you're going to a good school, which means you're not going to waste their money. You know what I mean? Be a Gates Millennium Scholar. By the way, I'm putting all of these links for the scholarships and the websites that I'm talking about. Also, start an application for a United Negro College Fund and like watch it like a hawk. Anytime there's a scholarship that you sound like a good candidate for, apply for it. Free money is the best money. Thurgood Marshall, I believe they have a website that gives away scholarships. All you got to do is, set up a profile and all that kind of stuff. Be a good candidate. Coca-Cola gives out scholarships. Burger King gives out scholarships. McDonald's gives out scholarships. It's a little tough. People tell you to Google, and I don't really trust the scholarships on Google. Sometimes I feel like a lot of them just ask you for your information, and where does it go? Because you don't get the money. Be wary. Before you go putting your information out there, look to see, like, most of the time YouTubers will have talked about these things. So like if you look up UNCF, there will be a ton of people talking about it. If you look up like Black Girls YouTube Foundation, that don't exist. Don't go put your information there because you ain't gonna get enough money. That'd be cool if one day I had a scholarship to give to people. Different students from Howard in different groups, especially like sororities and different orgs, they actually give out scholarships. Your high school probably is like at your senior award ceremony, they're probably going to be giving away scholarships too. So make sure that you are keeping up as in academically as a student, as well as if you play a sport, make sure you are standing out, you are doing your part. A lot of good deeds don't go unnoticed, contrary to popular belief. Make sure that your guidance counselor knows what college you are planning to go to and knows what you're planning on majoring in, because there are probably going to be scholarships like that they can introduce you to. And make sure your guidance counselor knows that you are you are an upstanding citizen, because they like to think that we're not. So if you express that you're adamant about going to college and you are adamant about finding, appropriate ways to pay for it, they should be more than willing to help you. And if they're not, I will, okay? Okay, so me personally, I got scholarship from Howard. I got scholarship from my high school. I received a grant from my church, and I received a federal grant because I filled out FAFSA, which you should be doing too. I mean, it opens in January, so be the first person to fill out yours, okay? And if your parents are not helping you with these things, like, I don't know, I know it's hard, but you really got to sit them down, especially for the tax part. Just like try really, 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 really hard to get your parents involved. I know a lot of people had to do the whole college process on their own, and that kind of stinks. So try to get through to them. I'll try to help the best that I can to help you guys. And yeah, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get you at Howard University or the college of your dream. It doesn't even have to be an HBCU, but it would be nice if it was. And the last thing I want to talk about are loans. Okay, I was talking to one person in particular, and they were asking me, how I paid for college, and I went through the whole spiel. Like I said, I'm here to help, so even like personal questions, I don't tend to get offended by them, and if I do think it is inappropriate, I will let you know, but so far that has not happened to me. I was going over how I paid for school, and then I brought up loans. I had a little bit in unsubsidized and subsidized, and he was like,
"Oh no, my parents said loans are bad."
And I was like, well, boy, I took them out, so what are you saying? He was like, so what do you think about them? So I would tell you all, if you can avoid taking out a loan, do. Because I can't remember which one accumulates interest, whether it's the subsidized or unsubsidized, I don't remember. But yeah, if you can help it, do not take out a loan for college. But, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I had to do what I had to do. Working in all the scholarship money that I had, I still was about $5,000 short. So yeah, I had to go ahead and take out the loans, and I'm in a position where it is not going to be difficult for me to pay them back. I'm trying my hardest to continue to get as many scholarships as I can. Do what you gotta do. Don't feel bad for having to take out a loan if you cannot afford college. Like $47,000, that's a house. So don't feel bad. This has been Black Girls YouTube 2. I hope that I helped you a great bunch. And now you know how to get into Howard University, and you know a little bit more about scholarships and how to get free money. Because free money, that's right. Before I go, I'm going to show you guys my outfit because I put some work into this, okay? You guys are going to see this. And